event that happens every 4 years. So we're definitely excited to see what's going to happen there. And now let's have another conversation with with Her Excellency Ambassador Dr. Candice Pitts, and she's the ambassador to Belize and Taiwan. And as you saw recently, the Prime Minister was in Taiwan, so we're eager to know what happened in Taiwan and what are the outcomes of that meeting. Good morning, Dr. Candice. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining us. I mean, good night. It's night in your end, right?
Yes, good night.
Yes, good morning. Good morning in Belize to you, Renata, and Brandon, and to all of Belize. And yes, it is indeed presently night in Taipei, approximately 9:35 p.m. So greetings from a warm Taipei, Taiwan to all of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on Sun Up on 7 and for sunning up with us, even though it's night over there.
Yeah, I know. It must have been a long day, so we truly appreciate you making the time to have this conversation with us.
Oh, it has been a long week and weekend.
Right.
I could imagine. So we'll get right into it so we can be able to send you to bed, right? We can give you your good night blessing and everything. So, Dr. Pitts, can you tell us a little bit about what the tour really was about? Having, the Prime Minister, Honorable Dolores, Special Envoy and all the families there in Taiwan. What really was happening and taking place in Taiwan?
Well, I am very pleased to discuss the prime ministerial visit to Taiwan, which has amounted to a very successful and fruitful visit, really. Heads of state often extend invitation to other heads of state to visit their country for a number of reasons, but in this particular instance, the president of Taiwan, President Tsai Ing-wen, extended an invitation to our Prime Minister, Honorable John Briceno, to visit Taiwan as a testament of the strength of our bilateral relationship. And it has been, I believe, 16 years since Honorable John Briceno visited Taiwan. 16 years ago, he visited as a deputy prime minister, and 16 years later, he visited as the prime minister of Belize. And President Tsai Ing-wen welcomed Honorable John Briceno with military honors, which is standard protocol for official visits. And she also conferred upon him the order of Propitious Cloud with Grand Cordon, which is an order that was instituted in the Republic of China in 1941 and conferred on civilians with outstanding performances and non-civilian and foreigners with who make contributions to their country. And so President Tsai Ing-wen conferred the Order of Propitious Cloud on the Honorable John Briceno for his contributions to Belize. And I was informed that this order was also conferred previously to the Right Honorable Said Musa and the Right Honorable Dean Barrow, as well as Sir Colville Young, the former Governor General of Belize. And in addition to that state award, the Prime Minister was also the recipient of an honorary doctorate conferred by Kunshan University, which is a private university in Tainan. And the honorary doctorate was conferred on Honorable John Briceno for his contributions to the political life of Belize, as well as, obviously, he is the Prime Minister of Belize. But those awards and distinctions and ceremony aside, the Prime Minister and the delegation were able to engage conversations and meetings that were very productive and meaningful since the very day they arrived in Taiwan. They arrived on Tuesday of last week and they left last Saturday. Mm-hmm. And on Tuesday, immediately after their arrival, they were able to meet with Dr. Papa Lee, who is the chairman of the OIDC, the Overseas Investment Development Corporation, which, as you perhaps know, is a corporation that is responsible for the Corozal Sartaneja road upgrade.
Right.
And in that meeting, we were able to learn that this corporation invests and makes development in countries that are allies to Taiwan. So they're making significant investments in developments in our neighboring countries such as Haiti, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, and so forth. And the presentation also revealed that unlike those other countries that have a number of projects that are ongoing, in Belize there is only the Sartaneja Road upgrade that has been ongoing since 2019.
Okay.
So smoothly and rather naturally, the foreign minister requested that there would be an increase of those projects in Belize, in addition to the Sartaneja upgrade.
That is
there was
good
a
to hear.
request, and the Prime Minister and the Minister of Education made a couple suggestions as to what can be some of those projects that could be for consideration. And those requests and those proposals were met very warmly and with high regard by the chairman and the board of OIBC. And so there has been a commitment to those requests and proposals. And then subsequent to that meeting, the special envoy, on that very first day, the special envoy for children and families had her own meeting with the Hope Garden Foundation, which is a foundation here in Taiwan developed in the 1980s, nonprofit, non-governmental, to assist disadvantaged girls and young women, especially those who are victims of the sex trade or survivors of sexual abuse and domestic violence, human trafficking, and so forth. And this organization actually started off as a halfway house and extended into a service center that provides services from counseling to shelter, job training, legal aid for these victims and for these survivors. And they also have another phase of that program that is called the Go the Extra Mile, that assists them with housing and with jobs and with counseling once they leave the shelter.
Okay.
So in that conversation, in that meeting, the special envoy was able to network and to share ideas and to see how there could be a cross-fertilization with what an organization such as Hope Garden Foundation is doing in Taiwan, and what she is doing or could accomplish through her office as special envoy and also through human development.
Okay.
There has been a commitment to perhaps replicate these kinds of services in the 6 districts of Belize. So that again was a very informative but also meaningful meeting.
Dr. Pitts,
then,
sorry to interrupt you. It sounds like it was quite a busy and fruitful engagement that our Prime Minister did with representatives in Taiwan. So I want to congratulate you for doing the great work in creating these linkages between our country and the Republic of China, Taiwan. So you've shared what are some of the accomplishments that came out of the meeting. So definitely we're looking forward to that. I'm curious about what are the different distinctions that the Prime Minister got? How does that translate into our country? What kind of impact does that have?
Well, my understanding is that he is the first head of state, or one of the few who has received so many distinctions in one official visit.
Wow.
But what it does really is that it brings international recognition, of course, to the country, and it shows the level of acknowledgement or recognition that one of our most significant allies has for our country, and personally for the Prime Minister, but in general for our country. But to be honest, the Prime Minister, from a conversation that he had, he is very appreciative of these distinctions. But the highlight, I believe, of his visit was really, one, to have met with the students, the Belizean students here in Taiwan.
Okay.
They had a very constructive and a very meaningful conversation discussing personal issues as well as national issues. And in addition to that meeting were the other meetings that out of which came significant commitments for investment and development in Belize.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you for that.
And I know I saw on my Instagram people are posting the pictures of meeting the Prime Minister too as well from
Okay.
Taiwan. So I was like,
Nice.
that's a great visit to be able to meet with
Definitely.
our Belizean students that are over there. As we're wrapping up the segment, Dr. Fitz, I just want to thank you so much for taking out the time to be with us. If there are any final words you want to give to our viewers at home, anything that you want to make sure you mention so people can know about what's happening in Taiwan, or just in general, any remarks that you want to give to the Belizean and overall viewer of Sun Up on 7?
Sure. In 1 minute, I'll try to do that. I remember in my last appearance on your show, you were very interested in the evolution of the economic cooperation agreement between Belize and Taiwan.
Yes.
And so that was placed into effect on January 1st. And so during the Prime Ministerial visit, there was a symposium on the economic cooperation agreement where we had presentation by the Bureau of Foreign Trade in Taiwan that outline some of the incentives they're putting in place to appeal to the business community in Taiwan to invest in Belize and to trade in Belize, as well as presentations from Belize's side, particularly by the Ambassador of Investment, Ambassador Briceno, who presented on why the Taiwanese business community should consider Belize as an investment hotspot. And the record has shown that the countries that share an FTA or an ECA with Taiwan, that their exportation to Taiwan, the exportation of their products to Taiwan increase astronomically. And so we're very hopeful, and we look forward with optimism to what the benefits of the ECA can bring for Belize, and what the Prime Ministerial visit to Taiwan, how that has consolidated the bilateral ties between Belize and Taiwan. So we are very hopeful for all of the results of this visit.
I'm just hearing a lot of investment, and I'm just thinking about development and, job creation, and just the fact that the economy can be able to grow, because we're coming off of COVID slowly. I mean, of course it's here, but now it's the idea to get back to our normalcy and build back. So to know this is happening, it's just like pinpointing the fact that, we're moving and we're making strides to a better day now moving in Belize. So I'm so thankful for that update. Thank you so much, Dr. Pitts, for that.
Thank you for having me as usual.
Thank
No,
you.
no problem at all. And when any more updates and developments come, please make sure you tell us, because we're always excited to know what's happening across there. You are our Taiwan link, of course. So we really appreciate anything that you want to update us on about any strides that are happening. I'm hoping to know more from the special envoy. We're going to talk to Mrs. Briceno about, replicating what's happening too as well from that meeting that she had in Taiwan. So exciting news for our country. So for anyone out there that's been wondering, what does the trip mean? They means that there are developments that are going to happen, investment are going to happen. And so let's stay tuned and follow up on these different stories and how they unfold. So again, thank you so much, Dr. Pitts. And I will send you to your bed now. You can be able to, get a nice restful sleep, because it's late over there,
Yeah.
and we're thankful for you
Thank you for your
making
time.
that time for us.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so very much. And Miss Charisse also had a way of reaching me and keeping me up to have these interviews. So
You know, if I make fried jack, you're mad up. Just want to throw that out there. If I made a make fried jack, you're mad up. But anyways, that's not my business. So with that, we go to our next commercial break. And when we're back, we're going to be talking about and reflecting on the life of the great Gayo. So stay tuned for that exciting conversation. We'll be right back.